Hi guys, Jay Walker here, and today we're in the Geely Okavango Urban Plus. So in my last video about the Okavango, you said in the comments that you wish it had a panoramic sunroof. But it looks like Geely heard your wishes because the Geely Okavango Urban Plus now comes with a panoramic sunroof, among other things. So is it worth your money? Let's find out.
Okay, so it's been a couple of months now since the Okavango was released, and the interest for it has proven to be pretty high. My two videos have almost 140,000 views combined in just a few months, and I've been told that Geely has sold quite a good number of them. It hasn't even been half a year yet, and now we have a new variant of the Okavango. It has more features now, but it's also priced a lot higher. We'll talk more about the features and the pricing later. For now, let's talk about the biggest question that a lot of reviewers seem to have about the Okavango. Is it an MPV or is it a crossover? I mean, it has a long hood, it has good ground clearance, and it's shaped like an SUV, so I say it's a crossover. Also, it feels more refined than your average MPV, like the Expander, the Toyota Rush, and the Ertiga. So yeah, crossover. Anyway, you can call it whatever you want. They're interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. Looking at it on the outside, you can barely tell the difference between the Urban Plus and the regular Urban. There's one major difference here at the front. The Urban Plus gets adaptive headlights. So the headlights will turn depending on which direction you're going. And that should be pretty useful if you're driving at night on twisty roads. You get the same 18-inch wheels, the same expanding Cosmos grille, the same quirky side mirror indicator. So basically, on the outside, everything is the same except for the headlights and the sunroof. The Okavango has a pretty distinct shape. It's not quite sleek looking like the Coolray and the Ascara. It looks long and boxy, and it has a flat nose. I'd say it's my least favorite design in Geely's lineup, but obviously a lot of people like it because it's selling like pancakes.
Okay, so the interior of the Geely Okavango Urban Plus looks pretty much similar to the Okavango Urban. The main differences are the panoramic sunroof and also the instrument cluster. The new instrument cluster changes depending on your drive mode. So in comfort mode, you get this brownish color scheme. You get a tachometer and a speedometer. In eco mode, you only get a tachometer, and the color scheme is blue. And in sport mode, you also just get a tachometer, and your speedometer is at the center. So like on the Urban, you also get a power adjustable driver's seat. The passenger seat is manually adjustable. As you'd expect from Geely, the interior looks quite premium, but in Geely's lineup, this has to be the least premium looking. Compared to the Ascara, compared to the Coolray, this has to be the least premium looking. You have more hard plastics on the interior. So this is hard plastic. This is hard plastic. This is leather. Steering wheel is leather wrapped, and it's very nicely padded. So over here you get your cruise control buttons, your hands-free operation buttons. Don't know what that is. Like the Coolray and the Ascara, you also get a 360 camera here. The resolution's pretty good and it's responsive enough. And unlike the Urban, the model on the screen now more closely resembles the actual unit because it now has a sunroof. So you don't get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto here, but you get QD Link, which is a phone mirroring app. Okay, so over here you have two cup holders, one for a larger cup and one for a smaller cup. You got an electronic shifter, which aside from giving the interior a more high-tech feel, it also frees up space here. You also get storage for your eyewear now. Okay, so here at the second row seat now. So as expected, it's pretty much similar to the Urban, except that you get a much better view now. You also get tri-zone climate control here, like on the Urban. By that I mean you can adjust the temperature separately for the second row passengers. Yeah. You can also adjust the fan speed. And you can set it to auto. Like on all other variants of the Okavango, you have a 33, 33, 33 split here at the second row. So I have pretty decent legroom here. Headroom is also very good. I have about, I'm guessing 4 inches of headroom. If I'm sitting here behind the driver, but if I'm sitting at the center, I have more headroom because of the sunroof. I have about, I'm guessing that's 6 or 7 inches of headroom.
Like the Urban Plus also has a power liftgate. All variants of the Okavango will be powered by Geely's mild hybrid system. So basically it has a 1.5 liter 3-cylinder turbocharged gasoline engine, the same one found on the Coolray. It's coupled to a 48 volt electric motor. So in total it produces 190 horsepower and 300 Newton meters of torque. The engine is mated to a 7-speed dual clutch transmission.
So one thing that I like about the Okavango is how quiet it is. As you can see, I'm barely I'm speaking very softly right now. Noise insulation is very good. You can barely hear the engine, you can barely hear the world outside. So it's by no means a sporty crossover. The throttle response doesn't feel immediate. If I stab the gas like this, nothing happens. It never feels abrupt. It's a very gradual increase in speed you feel. Okay, we're gonna try to accelerate here. And we're doing 60 kph. So it seems like the power is somewhere higher on the rev range, because under 2000 RPM you don't feel anything.
The Okavango is a comfortable family cruiser. Just set your expectations accordingly and you won't be disappointed. And NVH levels are very good. It feels like you're in a more expensive car because it's so quiet inside the cabin. The ride quality is also very good. Even if it has the same engine, this is not a sporty crossover like the Geely Coolray. It feels large and heavy. It leans quite a bit in the corners. Throttle response is not very fast. If you stab the gas pedal, it takes like 1 to 2 seconds before the Okavango responds. Which is in a way a good thing for a family cruiser because it smoothens your throttle input. You don't jerk back and forth even if your driver is high on coffee and is having a bad day. The transmission is smooth, you don't feel the shift so much. It's not a slow crossover. It doesn't push you to the back of your seat violently. It gradually builds up speed and before you know it, you're going faster than you think you are. Like on most of these 1.5 liter engines, the power is at the higher end of the rev range, so you don't really feel the power until you're over 3000 RPM. Like all variants of the Okavango Urban Plus also is a mild hybrid. It has a 48-volt electric motor. It's called a mild hybrid because you can't operate it in pure electric mode. The electric motor doesn't have enough power to drive the car on its own. It's only there to aid the gasoline motor. So it does increase the power output. And it also helps with the fuel efficiency, although I'm not sure by how much. The main competition of the Okavango would be the Chery Tiggo 8. The Tiggo 8 used to have the advantage because of its panoramic sunroof, but now that the Okavango also has a sunroof, they're pretty much evenly matched in terms of features. The Tiggo 8 is priced lower and it has a longer warranty, but the Okavango has a better 360 camera and it has adaptive headlights. So I'd say they're pretty much even. Just pick which features matter to you more. The Okavango Urban Plus will sell for 1,478,000 pesos. It is more expensive by 150k compared to the previous top-of-the-line model. That seems like a lot of money, but ultimately it boils down to, do you want a panoramic sunroof so badly that you're willing to pay 150,000 pesos for it? If the answer is yes, then the Geely Okavango Urban Plus is worth the money.